Oh, I'm sorry. I'm already laying down. I'm tired, guys. Uh, they you can't get your car registered if you owe money to the Easy Pass, but they don't do that in New York. So that's why my balance was so high because they keep on letting you driving around and just keep cha-ching, cha-ching, collecting.
If you grow up,
Texas, they don't play that.
if you grow up, and serious question, I've always prefaced that. Serious non-political question. So if you're growing up in New York City, generally speaking, you don't have a vehicle as a family, correct?
Well, my husband has a vehicle. I don't have a vehicle.
It depends what part of the city you are, because if you're from...
Oh, he's talking about in New York?
You know, in Manhattan.
No, we had a vehicle in New York.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people have cars, but it's usually not in the densest areas. I mean, yeah, but if you're in like the boroughs, sometimes a little bit further out, sometimes, and especially if you need a car to like go get shit, like for your house, then a lot of people have cars and parking on the streets. A lot of people do.
Yeah, you don't need a vehicle. Yeah. My parents, they're 66 years old. They never had a vehicle in their whole life. They don't know how to drive. And they have survived this long, right? They take transportation. My dad actually retired on Thursday, guys. Last Thursday.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, tell him congrats.
Yeah. I was like, finally, he needed to retire. His feet was hurting him.
Oh, you know what?
Was he being difficult? Was he going down easy?
He just started buying books from Amazon to read.
Wait,
Going down
right,
easy.
so,
What?
Like, was it hard for him to get him to retire? Was he not wanting to, but he had to? Is what I'm trying to say. Because my father said he was going to retire 15 years from now. He's driving Uber.
wait, so I have some stats for you on car ownership in New York, which I think is pretty interesting. In Manhattan, 22% of the households own a car. That's the lowest. And across the entire city, it's 45% own cars. And then, of course, Staten Island has the highest rate because they don't have the public transportation. And that's 83% of Staten Island has car ownership. Bronx is 40, Brooklyn is 44, and Queens is 62%.
I knew Queens was gonna be up there.
So,
Yeah.
here's another interesting stat to get. How much does it cost? What's the average cost per borough to park a car?
Oh, so
I mean,
it's insane, bro.
It's free. It's free where I am. So you can park on the street for free. They don't even. I don't think in Queens. I don't think anywhere it has like permit parking. You know. So I think you just park on the street. You just gotta move it for street cleaning once or twice a week, depending on where you are. Otherwise, garages range. Well, LA has a permit. No, the commercial streets do. But most residential blocks do not have meters, or they'll have meters like at the corner where the businesses may be. But most of the time they don't have meters. It's just on-street parking. Just park wherever you can find it. In some areas, it's just fucking crazy to try to find parking. Other areas, it's easier, but it's free.
You got a bumper pad on your car, Scotty?
For people. No, my car is like dinged up. I don't even care anymore.
Oh, okay.
You know? Yeah, because if it looks too nice, you know, people are gonna steal it. So. Yo, remember when everybody had that, what is that thing called, the security thing that attaches to the steering wheel?
The club.
Yeah, the club.
Yeah, remember?
It was the best. That was the best thing to fight with, guys.
Everybody had one.
Yeah, there was we were in the nightclub and people used to act the fuck up. That's the first thing you used to grab.
Knock them motherfuckers on the head.
You go out to the car. Yep. I've seen a lot of guys grab the club. Mm-hmm.
My nail stylist bought me a gift, y'all. She's so sweet.
Oh.
Oh. Thank you.
What's today? Wednesday. That's why she's outside. She's doing her hair and nails.
I don't know why I thought she does her stuff Thursdays.
No, it's Wednesday. I guess it's like, you know, in the middle of the week.
I'm Thursday, y'all.
Oh yeah, go get your groceries now, y'all. It's gonna be fucking crazy tomorrow.
Why? What's going on?
4th of July. 4th of July.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's the 3rd of July.
Celebrate 4th of July.
Right. Yeah. You gotta go
I
today.
mean, it's the 3rd of
thought
July
that was-
tomorrow. So.
I thought we were running out of food or something that we have to go out there.
No, got food.
I know, me too. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Thomas,
Just like, okay.
we're all vigilant. That's
Shit.
hilarious. I'm just talking about the lines. Lines are
Yeah. I seen when we drove up the block, a lot of people took out the American flags in front of their houses. I was like,
I gave mine away years ago. I gave mine away when Donald Trump first became.
Did they take out the Trump flag? Because, you know, where was I yesterday? I was somewhere yesterday.
it was just
I
the
in
white
Long Island.
homeowners, not the black and Hispanic ones.
I was in Long Island yesterday, and I saw so many damn MAGA flags. I'm like, oh my God, get me the F out of here.
You was in Wrong Island.
Wrong Island. Definitely. It's just such a different world.
Crazy.
Like when you go to certain parts of New York, it's like you forget.
No, I'm saying
Long guy,
Nashville or Suffolk,
Massapequa?
I think that's Suffolk.
You want to hear something funny? I saw a Trump hat next to the dumpster, and it said, Jesus is my savior and Trump is my president. Just like, right next to the dumpster.
Not somebody threw it. So what's up? When is the bill gonna get to the House? On Monday? After the holidays?
It's supposed to be before the 4th of July.
Oh.
Is it going to pass the House, though? I told one of the Republicans was trying to block this shit.
I don't know.
I think they got the numbers, brother, but they're going to appeal it. They ain't
But
gonna
Lisa
wait.
Murkowski voted for it in the Senate and then is telling people not to vote for it in the damn House. And I'm like, bitch, what is your malfunction for real?
Just spineless motherfuckers, April. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's getting heat up here for her lying ass shit, as usual. Because, you know, as a Republican, she couldn't win up here because they're so fucking extreme up here as Republicans. And that's, like, before Trump. So she runs on, like, independent or undeclared or some such shit. But in any case, she says a bunch of shit like, oh, you know, this can't go, or yesterday it's like, oh, there's really good stuff for Alaska and named all that off, but the other 49 states are seriously in danger and harm, and I'm like, bitch, what? you just care about Alaska, okay? The rest of the country can go to hell. So there's that. Of
So
course,
she
Dan Sullivan.
blackmailed.
Basically, she don't care. She says that. I don't know why anybody believes her anymore. She's been saying that since Betsy DeVos when she wasn't going to vote for her, and she did.
And she's a Nepo baby. It's time for her to go.
So, Matt, what do you think about this bill? Since you're a Republican over here, you think it's good? It's going to do good or harm?
Why am I fucking walking into a trap every time anybody asks me that question?
He thinks it's
No,
going to do harm because he's the one that said that he doesn't want to see the deficit grow. So he definitely thinks it's going to do harm. Ain't that right, Matt? Ain't that right, Matt? Matt, haven't you been arguing with us about the deficit? Hello?
Well, if I was
Matt's phone was broken. That's what.
if I was president for the day in Congress, which thank God I'm not, I would balance the budget next.
No, he didn't ask you about what you would do.
Yeah,
He
Matt,
said,
you never answered the question, bro. Damn.
I think it's a step in the right direction when it comes
so
to.
he's a big liar.
No, I just.
Right.
What about the deficit, Matt? Matt, you said you didn't want your baby girl growing up with that huge ass deficit.
that question's answered two ways. One way, if it was up to me, I would balance the budget next fiscal year.
We didn't ask you about no balance of the budget.
Stop.
To me, company
Since if your question is if I was a senator, I would have voted.
No, man, my question was for a fucking citizen, a civilian citizen.
I think he's paying
What do
attention.
you think of the bill as Republican? It's that simple, man.
It's not like my question answer. I'll answer.
It's actually a white answer, and you are going to defend the
Well,
white.
it's not.
You're gonna
Well,
defend
If I
the
was
white.
Spider-Man, I'd come to your house and grab you on
You
the
literally contradict yourself time and time again. Every time you do the same thing, you're like, no, I'm not for it. I don't want the deficit to go up. But guess what? Daddy Trump wants it to go up. So now all of a sudden you're for it. I got you. And we, like,
It makes the tax cuts permanent.
if it's white, it's all right.
It makes the tax cuts
It doesn't make all the time.
That's huge. That's white. That's big.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm
permanent additional trillions of dollars, right?
Let's do that again. Go ahead, come back.
Man,
Shopping
like,
a hobby a little bit.
all joking aside, man, you're a grown ass man, bro. Say with your chest, if that's what you believe. Say
Yeah,
what
I
you believe.
believe that the tax
I'm
cuts.
not gonna cut with your head off. I'm just asking you a simple question, man.
Okay, before I get in the checkout line with the people in it, I'll answer like this. The tax cuts are huge. To extend those tax cuts permanently is gigantic.
So for
The rest of the bill,
Gigantically bad? Like, what are you talking about? You're the one who don't want the deficit to go up. So you want the deficit to magically go down, and you want to cut taxes? Where do they do that at?
just because you cut the
Where
tax
did they do
rates, just because you cut the tax rates doesn't mean that you're going to decrease the tax rate. Google the Laffer curve.
Hmm?
Read all about the Laffer curve. Laffer. Laffer.
Okay, how about I laugh at your
Oh
fucking
no,
dumbass?
not the Laffer curve. What's it called?
Because you think there's going to be enough growth in order to offset
Without a doubt.
Sure.
Without 1,000%.
So man, the tax rates are for the rich, though, right?
Yeah.
I gotta be on pause for about 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Imagining this growth coming from, yeah.
That's getting a hard on from other motherfuckers getting the tax rate.
That regular
It's
everyday
the
white
same
man who thinks that he's going to be in the 1%, 2% one day because, he's got a muddy backyard that backs up to the border. Hell, I don't know why. Just for any normal day.
Guess what these businesses do when they get money? They cut jobs. They buy back their own stock. They're not gonna fucking hire all these people, and there's not gonna be all this job growth. It's just greed on top of more.
Taking into consideration that 53% of the people in this country pays 100% of the taxes, people can keep more of their own money to spend it the way they want to versus giving it to the government is a good thing.
No, man, you guys crack me up when you say giving it to the government is a good thing. Let me just take a deep breath because I'm just getting in the car.
Breathe.
When do you care about the rest of the country, man? That's what
Wait,
I
can
want.
you just finish my fucking question? Jesus Christ. Okay, so you guys can correct me right now if I'm wrong, can interrupt. But usually taxes are for a reason. Taxes help with societal needs. They help with infrastructure. They help with people who can't take care of themselves. They help with healthcare. They help with schools. They help with so many things for the good, for the common good. These Americans that you always talk about, you care about, in America first, and you be crying tomorrow about the vets when you don't give a fuck, and then you're gonna be crying the next day about. So you don't see a problem, you have a problem with paying taxes when it comes to being a part of the society and helping to uplift people who are not as wealthy as you and Elon and Trump and you and Trent and all you millionaires. I mean, y'all have a problem with trying to help people who are who are doing their best but can't get to where you are, and maybe the roads and the hospitals. Some people have to go to the ER in a county facility or a clinic, and they don't have insurance, or just little simple shit like that. Bridges, roads. I'm repeating myself. Go ahead.
Having that mentality got us $37 trillion in debt.
So what do we do?
And,
So what do we do?
Nonprofits,
So what do we
organizations,
do?
churches, communities, and families should take on the vast majority of that role.
You motherfucking lying ass.
The government
You
is
ain't
not my
done it
family.
yourself. You
The
haven't
government
done
is
it
not my
yourself as a
community.
family,
I'm not
church, or
community.
You ain't.
And we should look at government solve our problems. We should look at Kitover.
Well,
We should
we're
be
not
able to keep
already.
more of our own money. We should be able to keep more of our own money, put it in the community, and we can all help each other.
Okay,
Besides the
all right.
government.
So when they had that song, "We the People, in order to form a more perfect union," they were talking about. They weren't talking about. They were only talking about you. They were talking about you and Eli and Trump and all the rest of people like you, right? They weren't talking about anyone else. Because you said charity. So the poor people have to give to charity to help themselves. Is that what you're saying?
People that have money give to charity, lots of money to charity.
Oh, they do.
Oh yeah. There's 1,500 food banks. There's 1,500 food banks here in Harris County that help feed the hungry.
So why do you have so many hungry people in your county?
Yeah, they could actually pay working wages, living wages.
You're right. That's what. Hey, bro, you're beating me to the.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I stirred up with this line.
I've been working with men all day. I'm the only female, and I'm fucking so tired of seeing, I'm so tired of this testosterone and this bullshit Diddy case. Now they were talking about the budget, and here I get in the car and the same motherfucking men
All right,
are
I'm
talking
staying
about
on
the
mute.
Same
Okay, I'm staying on mute.
Same maggots, Lisa.
same ones.
But man, really all joking aside though, man. Like it's crazy to me, and I'm not even trying to come at you, bro. But it's crazy to me how you proclaim and you like people like you, Manfinity, profess to be people of God, but so concerned about helping other people.
Yeah, concrete just not.
Hold on. So concerned about somebody getting a meal because they're unable to afford it. Who gives a fuck why they're not able to afford it? Like, don't think that one day, God forbid, you cannot be in that same situation. Just because you see somebody in the street who's homeless doesn't mean they was a fucking crackhead.
He done been in it, Haitian.
Crazy, man. This shit is crazy.
He puts his quarters in the plate when it comes around on Sunday.
And if you're an elected official, man, right? You saying the government shouldn't be in people's business, basically. If you're an elected official, your job is to serve the people. So if your constituents are coming to you and they have an issue within your community, what are you supposed to do? Tell them to go wait for a nonprofit? Food banks are running out of fucking food. So I don't even know what you're talking about.
They're talking
Like you
about.
say this shit, man. Like the shit you say sometimes, man. Like real talk, all joking aside, you really need to look deep within yourself, bro. I really don't understand.
He doesn't
Doesn't
care.
include the homeless and the poor and the downtrodden. There's hungry kids.
And it's been like that since this country started. The soup lines, I'm about to say, maybe some of you guys do remember, but the soup lines, that's the whole reason that what's the one who started welfare? Was it Roosevelt? Who started
We
welfare?
got some real slow people in the chat too. Daniel was saying food banks running out. Yeah, they run out of fucking food.
Yeah, Daniel, because I'm in there every day.
If you were out in your community and did things in your community, you would know that most food banks are fucking running out of food. And that's been going on for a while now.
Yes. Instead of giving you enough, the main things, carrots that are misshaped, potatoes that have two heads, all that kind of shit, that farmers literally give away or go away. That's what the food banks are. This is no luxury fucking Mr. Chow. Where they going and get nice food. These people are getting food just to eat, just to survive. The shit that you would pick up in Whole Foods, yeah, that with a dent in it. The shit that you go, oh, look at this potato. It's not shaped the way I like it round. they really can't sell them to these spoiled motherfucking Americans. They really have to send them and put them in bins and send them to food banks. So,
And does Daniel realize that the farmers are plowing over their crops because they don't have anybody to pick the damn food? So they're literally plowing their crops under.
I don't think he realized he lost federal funding to a lot of these food banks.
yeah, people are they don't know what hunger is, and I think some of these people are lying. I think these people are lying, but then I think no, they're not lying because the United States is the fattest country in the world compared to. Well, no, they said Samoa. I take that back. So anyway, just fucking fat, and they don't understand that some people in this country that are actually hungry. Cause you go everywhere and everybody's overweight, so you're thinking we all live in large and shit. But it's the kind of food that we eat here as well that makes us obese. But I'm just saying this: when I hear people argue about food, to me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, Daniel, Matt, but I am. You're the lowest of the low. Cause any time you don't think it's okay for everybody to eat, just food, niggas, food. Nobody's asking for no new car. Nobody's asking for no fucking champagne. People are asking for food, and then you want to argue that point down. It's just the sickest thing I've ever seen.
When folks get hungry and they really rob America.
Well, let me tell you, I know that Matt has got tens of thousands from the government, and probably Daniel too. It's okay when their situations get them tens of thousands of dollars and shit forgiven, but any of the rest of us, fuck off and get out of here. You care about the children in the womb. You don't care about them when they're born because Trump already froze $6 billion. I had to throw a link in the chat because somebody's like, "Oh, I think it's $7 billion." No, it's $6 billion for summer programs, for stuff like Boys and Girls Club to help kids have a safe place during the summertime while their parents are at work, and after school programs and food during the summer. So, fuck them kids. Y'all stop lying. Stop getting up on a podium about a woman having an abortion because you don't give a damn about the children here and you ain't fed none. And you don't care. And that's it. Stop proclaiming Christianity and all that bullshit because your actions speak for you.
But April,
They don't want them to have they don't want them to have an abortion, but they don't care if they starve to death.
Daniel, come up on the stage and stop being a fucking chat warrior.
But they voted for this because the amount of rural hospitals that will close based on the cut so far is predominantly going to affect Trump's voting base. So they voted for this. So let them get sick. Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
Oh, yeah, ML,
You said the same thing I'm thinking.
The history books are gonna tell a fucking brutal story how dumb these people were, man.
Yep. I was listening to this guy who was talking about it. He goes, when you look back, this Harvard professor was talking about men between 18 and 24 who voted for Trump have regretted it. Because they said they were too young to remember COVID fully. So they thought they were voting for a guy because of his machismo. Didn't realize that all his policies are detrimental to them now. Because they have no idea what they never listened to him based on a policy oriented interest. It was just the fact that it was vibes. Trump showed up on Twitch. Trump showed up here. He showed up on Joe Rogan. But it was never policy conversation. So they never went and looked at his policy. They never went and looked at Project 2025 because they're like, nah, that's fake. Y'all just making this up. Now they're saying, holy fuck, we fucked up. And imagine some of the voters are actually saying, I don't think I'll ever vote again because the fact is that you cannot trust politicians. No, you guys trusted a guy who was the most lying politician in history, 30-something thousand lies during his first term, and you expect he to tell the truth now during his second term? You guys voted.
Matt left. He doesn't want to hear about it. He gets his government money and drives on like he deserves all.
And I think a lot of these politicians, we so busy talking about that motherfucking Diddy. I thought I was gonna have to stab somebody today. I'm so sick of men, and every time y'all get a fucking win over abusing some woman, it's like it's the 4th of fucking July already. I'm like, I literally got dizzy because I wanted to stab somebody to death. It's like, I'm so sick of this shit right here.
Men are the ones who slap their
But-
girlfriends and mamas and sisters and daughters around and, abuse them and do other things to them. That's the kind that's happy today. That's out of themselves.
The whole clubhouse, that's all people are talking about. And I'm thinking, so I tried to change the subject and talk about the bill. And this, you dealing with people who today got enough money to don't give a fuck. So I even got worse. I got madder. I was like, what? I got nothing to talk about today. This is a bad day for me to talk. But the bill is more important. We should have 14 rooms on this bill because these people who are voting for this bill, and I saw Hakeem come on and talk about it, and then I saw the one with the little glasses from New York talk about it. They're gonna get fired. If you guys don't vote these motherfuckers out of office, you can continue to ask to get it, to get what you asked for. All of them should lose their fucking jobs. Seriously. This bill is, can we do line by line? I mean, I'm not home yet, but I just want to pull it up. And there's another new website, if you guys didn't know about it, I can't really tell you what it is, I have to look at my notes, that follows Project 2025 to see how much of this administration has accomplished from that project. And I'll give it to everybody as soon as I get a chance
Yeah,
to
they're
pull
like
over.
45 or 49% through with their little plans, right? Something.
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So we're
People,
arguing about
it's just a talking point by the Dems. This is how stupid. And I have come to the reason. I've come to the conclusion, that because we hear these MAGAs who stay on stage and talk and say, oh, I didn't know that, I haven't heard about that, or they read it and send us a link, and the link never says what they say it says. I think they have a problem with reading comprehension and logic. I think that those are the things that are the hallmarks of MAGA.
I know Matt. April, you're so right. I know Matt does. Based on some statements he said, and he swear he read it. Maybe he just didn't comprehend.
He got passed through school. They get passed through school because, no child left behind. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I think a lot of these MAGA people, at least on Clubhouse, because that's my sample size, and a few people, these men who are black MAGAs, just look at them. Just take the time and look at, and white ones too. They want to be so bad. They want to be in the 1%. They actually might even think they're in the 1% because they got an LLC. But they want to be in the 1%. That was a good one, right? Girl, when I first came in, I didn't even know what that was, so I came to Clubhouse, and then every black man on here said they got an LLC, and then the next lesson I learned that every black man on here is a Bitcoinaire. They got all their millions from Bitcoin, they all trade, and they don't even know where the fucking stock market is located. It's like, no, it's not in Philadelphia. But it's just really weird. I mean, but I'm learning a lot. But I think most of these men, I can't really feel bad that they want to aspire to be at the 1%, but they don't have the mental meat to be able to feed somebody to feed off of them for them to get to that. They're not very bright, but they just want to assimilate into that level. And let's not be mad at them, but they're dumb as fuck. So that's okay.
Man, fuck them, Lisa. Let's talk about the rural hospitals that become.
They can use all the expired antibiotics that we have in the West Coast, East Coast.
They're gonna need the medicine that we ground up and send to Russia whenever we can to help them out. They're gonna need it, and I'll be happy for them to take it.
So listen, a couple of years ago, they went to Republic and tell them, hey, in rural areas in America, for somebody to go to a hospital, majority of people have to drive 100 miles. This particular bill would take enough money away from people where those people will now have to drive 3 hours to get to a hospital.
Just die. What mother?
Exactly. When you get to the cop there and taking you for an emergency, you're gonna die en route.
You can die.
It's crazy.
Sexes can go up. They can die. And most of those people who live in those rural people are MAGA. They still. Let me try not to call them names, okay? Most of them are going to be affected on MAGA. They're the ones who live in these rural areas, but they say that's what they voted for.
Well, the biggest takeaway from this election is Cubans realizing that they're not white. I swear. If you lived in Miami, you know what I'm talking about. Cubans finally realized the white people don't view them as white people. And that's a lesson learned.
I think somebody may do a Hail Mary for them. Because these Republicans down here, they still not going against Trump. They won't call him out. They're asking for cargos. So I won't be surprised if DeSantis or Trump don't do a cargo like how they do it for the hospitality workers and the farm workers.
Oh, Trump said them people, that gets detained or held up, maybe the ones even, I don't know about them people down in Alligator Alcatraz, but, which is flooding right now, by the way, and that's a feature. They don't consider that a problem. But, he say they're going to have responsible farmers who are going to be responsible for these people, overseeing these people, right, to make them work on the farms. Hello. What does that sound like to people?
The farms. Who we talking about?
Huh? Overseers, Lisa, whip crackers.
Wait, alligator Alcatraz?
I don't know. It could be any of them.
Girl, that's indentured labor. That sounds like indentured labor slavery to me.
It is. It's exactly what it is. And the Americans who were born here who are bad. They're just bad. They've been bad for years. They're mixing to get good on the farm. Americans. Y'all fixing to get locked up. They're going to get locked up, and a lot of them's going to be mad right now because they got debts they ain't paid. They got student
child support.
They tried to pay child support. They ain't never paid.
They gonna get the child support.
Fucking all kinds of shit.
Hey,
They done.